Hey everyone, as always, Dylan Miller Prospecting, and it is Paydirt review time again. And for today's review, we're going to be doing a 3-pound bag from Northern Nevada Gold with a guaranteed 2 grams of gold in it. And on the day of purchase, I was guaranteed an over 90% ROI. That's right, an over 90% ROI on the day of purchase. In fact, when the Paydirt arrived, gold spot was the exact same within a penny, so my ROI was still guaranteed a 90% ROI. Now, before I dig into this review, I need to make a huge disclaimer. In a rush to get this Paydirt to me, I ordered it through my ex, and unfortunately, my name is still on her PayPal account as well, and I didn't know that at the time. So in the final email the seller sent to her stating that the item had shipped, my name was in that email. So I don't know if it's going to change the ROI or what was in the bag, but I do need to make a disclaimer that it could be. Now, I am guaranteed an over 90% ROI regardless of who ordered that, because that was based on the price the seller has it on their website with the guaranteed amount of gold. But I thought I should let you know that if for some reason I get some 1000% ROI, that might be the cause. But let's just get into the review, starting with the description. So here's the description. Now, as you saw, Northern Nevada Gold has a really good description. I was really impressed. A lot of information there. On the first page, that is the information they give you on their gold Paydirt page itself, while the second page was the more detailed description that they gave for this particular bag of Paydirt. So it did also ship with a mini flashlight. Not a huge fan of little trinkets. I think they'd be better off just putting an extra 50 cents worth of gold in the bag, but they did send that. Now let's just start by weighing this up. It is supposed to be 3 pounds. And 2 pounds, 13 ounces. So starting off, it's a little bit short of their 3 pounds they guaranteed. Let's open this up, see what kind of dirt it is. I have reviewed Northern Nevada Gold previously in the past, but it has been a very long time. And I don't believe I did their 3-pound bag. Do a little bit just to see. As per most Paydirts I tend to review, it is very dusty. I see a lot of organics in it, so it'll probably mess up my water pretty good. But let's listen to some music, and I'm going to classify this down. Okay, all done classifying everything out, and as you can see, the vast majority of this material is in the +10. The -10 and the -40 are pretty equal, and the smallest bit is in the -20 +40. Now let's see if there's any magnetite in this. This is some really dusty stuff. A little bit in the -40. Again, just a little bit. And we're going to start checking the magnet in everything just because somebody said I should. Again, just a little bit. A little bit. Again, just a little bit of magnetics in the material. And I'm going to be really curious to see where the gold is at. I'm really hoping there's some gold in this +10 because there's a lot of material here. But the only way to find out is to pan it out. So let's just get some water and do that. Have my water, have my pan, have all my Paydirt, and let's get started with the +10 and listen to some more music. So, finished painting everything out as you saw, and it was pretty easy Paydirt to go through. There was not a lot of heavies in magnetite or hematite. The only real pain was all the organics, and there was a lot of them. But those usually just tend to be an annoyance. They don't make it more difficult to pan out until you get to the very fine stuff and they just start getting in your way. But it was pretty easy stuff to pan. But let's just get to the gold I found in the plus 10. I did find some nice pieces, some really nice pieces in there. So that was really good considering how much of the material was in the plus 10. I'm glad to have seen that. And in the minus 10, plus 20, even more gold. Again, a nice little pile. This is some really chunky gold here, which is really nice. And then in the minus 20, plus 40, even more gold. Not much, but there wasn't that much material in this point. So maybe about 12 little pieces in there. Enough to budge the scale, so. And lastly, in the minus 40, I ended up finding 2 little bitty pieces in there. There's actually 3. One of them's so small you probably won't be able to see it on camera. But I got those the second time I went through it. So I did find something in the minus 40. And now let's just weigh this up. In the plus 40, I will do the one big piece by itself first. Just so you can see, it is a 0.605 gram nugget. Add in all the rest. 1.415. Now this bag is guaranteed 2 grams. And the minus 10 plus 20. 0.675. So I've hit my 2 grams I was guaranteed. And there's really not too much left in here weight-wise. Minus 20 plus 40 is 0.040. And I know this is not going to budge the scale, but we're going to put it in there anyway. Yeah. Let's just see what the grand total is. $2.120. So I'm going to be right back with my ROI and my review. All right, finished calculating my ROI, writing up my review, and let's get right to it. This again was from Northern Nevada Gold. It was a 3-pound bag, or almost a 3-pound bag, with a guaranteed 2 grams of gold. Its cost was $115. Shipping was $10, so total cost right here, $125. Now the gold I recovered, again right here, 2.120 grams. Gold spot on the day this was received was $56.95, making this gold's value worth $120.73, which makes my ROI for this bag of Paydirt 96.58%, or on my scale, a 9.7. Now again, my set ROI when I purchased this was a guaranteed 91.12% on the day I ordered it, and gold only fluctuated 1 penny since the day I purchased it and the day I received it. So this is in line with that. But again, I will put in a disclaimer that he knew this Paydirt was going to someone named Dylan, as I stated earlier in this video, or my name was on the account that was used to pay for it. I don't know if he knows who I am. I'm not that arrogant thinking that everyone who knows sees the name Dylan knows it's me, but it could have adjusted my score. I don't personally think I did, because I still only got a 96% ROI, which isn't that big of a difference from the 91% I was guaranteed. And I know this company is a lot of people's favorite Paydirt. I've tried not to mention it recently because of the fact that I knew I was going to do this review and I wanted more views on this video. So enough of the disclaimer. Let's get back to the review. Now for fun factor, I'm giving it a 10. It was a lot of fun. When you get that much plus 10 material, usually it's a disappointment because you only find maybe 1 piece of gold in the plus 10. But I found a lot of chunky gold in the plus 10 that really made it worth having that much material in the plus 10. I did find gold in every classification. So it was fun. I mean, a little aggravating with all the organics, but, you know, I can deal with that for a nice 96% ROI. Now for Paydirt description, again, I'm giving them a 10. It has a lot of detail in there. When you go to the Gold Paydirt page, it has a lot of information in general about the Paydirt. And then when you go to the specific Paydirt itself, it gives you more information about that Paydirt. So I'm giving him a 10 for Paydirt description. For quantity and packaging, he's only getting an 8.5. A 9 for quantity because it was not the 3 pounds stated, and an 8 because it was in a coffee bag. So 8.5 for Paydirt quantity and packaging. Now for customer service and shipping, he's getting a 10. Customer service was excellent, and the shipping went out really quickly. It actually shipped the day after the order was placed, and the order was placed late at night, so 10 there. So total score for Northern Nevada Gold's 3 pound, 2 gram bag is a 9.6. So you really can't beat that. I mean, the score would have been a 9.7 probably if he wouldn't have missed out on those 3 ounces of material. But again, I will overlook that for a 96% ROI. So all that's left is to flash up the score and give away a 24 karat gold plated dime. So here's the score. Now, before I give away today's 24 karat gold plated dime, I do need to thank some of my newest Patreon members. And that is Keith Andre. So Keith, thank you very much for joining my Patreon page and supporting this channel, which really helps keep this channel going. And also Cynthia Weaver. I think I might have done a shout out for you before, Cynthia, but why not get a second one? So both of you, Cynthia and Keith, thank you very much for supporting this channel. And if anyone else wants to support this channel, you can go to patreon.com/Miller Prospecting. There will be a link in a few seconds after this. But for now, let's just give away a 24 karat gold plated dime. And that's going to go to JetFan48 Robert. So JetFan48, make sure you email me so I can send this off to you. And to everyone else, thanks for watching. Happy panning. And make sure you hit the subscribe button below if you're not already a subscriber.